If profanity, profane thoughts, and other real information offends you, you might want to go to some podcasts where they have kittens, stuffed animals, and people that will lie to you. One of the things that I want to do with this podcast is help you to make your life better. Let's break that apart. To help you make your life better. That means there's a duality here. I have a role to play and you have a role to play. And your role is activity. And essentially, just to set this off, why should you listen to me? Who the fuck am I? That's the $1 million question. So I'm going to give you a little background. I grew up in a place called Adamsville, Alabama. It's a little town just outside of Birmingham. I grew up extremely poor. Left that little town, joined the military, got to see the world. One of the best experiences of my life, joining the United States Army. Best move I've ever made at that young age. More than likely, if I didn't leave, I probably would be about 500 pounds right now, have 3 to 9 kids, and maybe hating life. And that's not an indication on Alabama. That's an indication on me and the way that I was. Left there, left the military, ETS'd here in Atlanta, and I've been here ever since. While I was in the military, I started 4 businesses, 4 and a half, 5, and they all failed. But from each failure, I learned a lot, which led me to business 5, 6, where things started to click. Went on, and the 2 longest businesses, one where I owned GC Solutions, which was a contract office furniture business, and another company, the Ultimate Garage Sale, which was based on storage auctions. Those were the most successful financially businesses I've ever had. And coming up after those businesses, Conundrum Publishing, which was started July 17th, 2009, where I wrote, self-published, marketed my own print and ebooks. Let's talk about that. I fucked up in the beginning. Notice I said I fucked up, not the world. No one beat me over the head. I made some really, I can't say bad decisions, because the original goal was to write the storage auction book, start it, finish it, and sell it. And then that led to other books, Pimping Craigslist for Fun and Profit, The Ultimate Garage Sale, and some other storage auction books. And now I am finished with that, and I'm going to move into another area. Essentially, what I have learned is fucking up can really make you a lot of money if you have enough skin to withstand all of the criticism. And I will say some of the criticism was valid. It was valid. It was what it was. However, that stuff's only temporary. So essentially, to answer the question of why you should listen to me, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I came from a loving family, but not a wealthy family. There was a wealth of love, emotion, and a level of security and stability that a lot of kids don't have today, even though I'm the product of a single parent household. Why you should listen to me, I went from a kid with a speech impediment that was in special ed for 6 years, that went from that situation to creating companies. And I'm a college dropout. More importantly than education, and education is critical. And when I say education, and when you say education, most people think college degree. When I say education, I think life experiences, I think books, I think travel, I think relationships, I think doing stuff, I think fucking up. All of that is education. And the education that costs you the most usually is the one that you're going to remember the most. So with all of that said, I'm a guy that can help you learn how to create something from nothing, because I came from nothing and became something. So that's why you should listen to me. I didn't come from privileged upbringings. I didn't come from some grand, wonderful world. I came from a world of lack, struggle, and through that, I developed the hustler mindset. I didn't call it the hustler mindset back then, but there was just a burning determination in me to do something bigger and bolder with my life. And I remember the first time it happened, there was this company, this development company by the name of Simmons and Company. It was Simmons Machinery. They had these big, huge earth movers. I mean, literally half a mile from my house. And this huge bay. There was 1, 2, 3, 4 doors. And when I say earth movers, the trucks that are as tall as your house. And they had 2 helicopters. And I would walk to the grocery store and other places, and I would see there. And one day this thought popped in my head. I want to ride in the helicopters. I'm a little black kid in Alabama on a summer day walking on the road. And there's this, and the thing is, what I didn't realize, I was exposed to wealth and creation at an early age. And I didn't know it. And I went over there, and I'm a kid. And this was back when boys could be boys. I would go up there and I would talk to these grown men. I was respectful, and they kind of liked having me around. And one day I went up there, and the helicopter pilot he was just breaking down some stuff for me. He showed me a turbine, and he said, this only has so many hours. And after so many flight hours, we have to get rid of it. And they're very, very expensive. Then for some reason, shortly after I walked, I mean, maybe within 3 to 4 days after that thought appeared in my head that I wanted to ride in that helicopter, he said, hey, you want to go up? And I was like, sure. So I'm around 13 at the time, and I am in this helicopter, and I'm looking at what I thought was my really large town. And when he took me up, and I don't even know the altitude, but what I thought was large really became small. And at that moment, I knew I was going to leave because it wasn't as big as my ambition, that little place of Adamsville, Alabama. So the hustler mindset isn't dependent upon your education, your race, your gender, none of that stuff. It's predicated on simply having the courage to actually believe that you can get some shit in life. And many people have created castles and cities and universes of excuses and rationales why they can't have the things that they want in life. And it's always someone else's other fault. One of the number 1 rules of the hustler mindset is you are accountable for your life. No one else is if you're an adult. And even as a kid, you still have a lot of accountability. Now, I don't say this to brag. I say this to give you the proper context to judge the information that I am giving to you. Note the start date of Conundrum Publishing, July 17th, 2009. President Obama was in office. I am not about to get into politics, because one of the tenets of my hustler mindset is I gives a fuck who's in office. I'm getting mine. Many people lament, oh, he's going to do this. No, he's going to do this. If you have the proper financial education, you can protect yourself regardless of who's in office. And one of the ways to protect yourself is to switch your financial posture from a consumer to a producer. As a consumer, you are fucked. Why? Because you have a job. And 30-something to 40% of your income is gone before you get it. Then you go out and buy this stuff on credit, which reduces your buying power. Then, because you don't have a sound financial plan for your life, your earning power is diminished, your spending power is diminished, and you're taxed to shit, and you wonder why you don't have any money. When you become a producer, and 2 people in my reseller group on Facebook, and this real small and it's closed, said they filed their taxes. And one guy said this is the first time he's getting a refund in years. Normally, because he has to pay. Because one of the things I will hip you to, if you treat your side business or part-time endeavor as a business, it can legally offset your taxes greatly. Tremendously so. But most people want to just do the little thing and get it slide under the radars and not really reporting, you're fucking yourself. Because by having a side hustle that makes you 10 to 20 grand a year, you could go to the point, if you document things and you're out there legitimately doing things for your business, that you could shave a lot off of your earned income tax bill. I'm talking, you could whittle that shit down to just maybe 15% where you're paying Medicare, FICA, that stuff, and state taxes. It's a totally different ball game. That's money back in your pocket. Why? Because you became a producer. You became a producer. As long as you were a consumer, you're fucked. There will be much more about that in this podcast. And to bring many of you up to speed that have never heard of me, on my YouTube channel, The American Hustler, Glendon 007, there's a playlist of 30 videos, The Hustler Mindset. There's one video that talks about that. There's some really good information, and you will enjoy it. So just head on over there. But you got to make these changes. And I'm introducing myself to you because this thing is going to be big. And I'm going to tell you why. Taxes are going up. And anyone that tells you otherwise is lying to you for some reason. Why are they going up? Because they have to. Every major industrial country in the world has a money problem. On some degree, they may owe too much, or they may have other countries, in the case of Germany, that owe them a shitload of money. We owe Germany money. We need to get them their gold, but we can't give them all their gold back. It's deep. It's deep, it's deep, it's deep. So as a natural consequence of things being the way that they are, taxes are going up across the board, everywhere. Sorry, but if you're a producer, you're doing something to protect your family. You're creating something. You're giving something to society versus being a fucking leech and sucking off the government titty or the social titty or the entitlement titty. Yeah, there's a bunch of titties out there and there's a bunch of lips on those nipples sucking hard. Oh, yeah, give me some more. Give me some more because I'm entitled. I'm entitled. Give me some more, baby. That's some bullshit. Because if you go back to the first rule of Hustlenomics, you're accountable for yourself. You're accountable for your life. You're accountable for your health. You are accountable for all of that stuff. Many people pull away from it because it's a heavy burden to bear. But once you become accountable for your life, you find freedom. As long as you're sucking on an entitlement titty, you are a slave. You're a slave to your money. Remember this. Manage your money or your money's going to manage you. Do you really want to be your money's bitch? Because many of you out there are your money's bitch. Your money is pipping the shit out of you and you wonder why there's marks on your ass and your face is getting slapped every day. Because you have not taken control. And this is not about how much money you make. You can do a lot on 50 G's with proper money management. You can do a lot with 20 G's. You may not drive the car you want to drive. You may not live in the neighborhood you want to live in. That's one of the choices of freedom. Putting priorities and certain things ahead of your own selfish base desires. Another tip, and we will talk about this a lot. If you don't have a Roth IRA, you need one. Most of the people who are listening to this podcast qualify for a Roth IRA. Most. There's going to be a few that will be past the income level. And if you know what to do and how to slice your company just right and defer compensation, you can even slide under that legally. I will not tell you to break the law. I will not tell you to do things that will put your family in harm. But you must understand, we live in the United States of America. This country is based on the rule of law. Who makes the rules? The people with money. And if you have money and you are making the rules are going to be made to benefit you. So what does that tell you? You should do the things that you can do to get money. That's what you should do. You should let all that namby-pamby bullshit go of, we are the world and I'm just a friend and I'm just trying to scratch out a living here. You will be massacred in the new economy. You will become roadkill on the digital highway. We live in a world that is going to see more change in the next 5 years than the previous 500. And if you're not a knowledge-based worker, you don't have some level of technical savvy, grab your ankles right now and just bend over and exhale, because you're going to get fucked hard, real hard, with the big penis in the sky, because it's coming for your ass. Because whether you make a choice to improve your life, whether you make a choice not to improve your life, it's still a choice. It didn't happen in a vacuum. It just didn't fucking happen. This is something that you did because you lacked priority, orientation, and a burning desire to fucking improve your life. And then when shit hits the fan, you don't have any money, things are bad, or you need help, then you go to the squirrels that were working hard in the summer while you were playing around with that fat, big booty bitch squirrel. Then you're like, hey, man, you were doing what you were doing, but hey, I'm hungry. Can I get some of your nuts? Can I get some of your nuts, man? Can I get some of your nuts? Because, I'm hungry out here and it's hard for a squirrel. There are many people that will sit in front of a fireplace, and this is from Earl Nightingale, and wonder why there's no heat. They will not get up, put a log in the fireplace, strike a match, but they want some heat. And there's a lot of people like that. So understand, what's about to happen is going to be incredible if you're open to it. It's going to be awesome if you're in the proper position. The benefits of this podcast are, number one, to fucking wake you up. What used to work doesn't work anymore. If you have a degree that you got 20 years ago, guess what? That information, if it wasn't updated, may be obsolete. Shit, the degree you got 5 years ago may be fucked. Because we live in a society where constant enhancement and updating is necessary. It's essential. It's like oxygen is for your body. You can't get by without it. I started blogging 2009. What I have witnessed with blogging in just 3.5 years is incredible. It's become easier. More people are doing it. It's everywhere. But you need to continue to educate yourself. You need to really look at the big picture, because based on information that I've gained in the last 9 months, I had some older blogs I took down, because you may write a blog and it may have an expiration date. UrbanPackRat.com, which is gone, it's just a 301 direct now, made me a tremendous amount of money. Glad I did it, but it reached a point where it just didn't work anymore. And that's cool. Sometimes you have to shut some stuff down. I started another blog, www.storageauctionshogun, for the storage auction stuff. There will be a blog associated with this podcast, theamericanhustler.com. And this is going to be fun because, like I said, my goal is to wake your ass up, educate you on the things that you can do right now, not spend a lot of money, and improve your life drastically. Starting a business, because one of the main focuses here, and I've had people fight with me about this for years. Well, you can't be an entrepreneur. It's just so hard. It's risky. Life is risky, bitch. Breathing is risky. Depending on some of the countries in this world, walking outside your door is risky. You may get shot for going to the grocery store. Shit, that's neighborhoods here in Atlanta. It's everything. It has risk attached to it. Everything. And if you think by not doing something, you're protected, you're more wide open than some little helpless, defenseless animal in the middle of the prairie with the lion behind his ass. Because see, he's in the middle of the prairie, but he's got room to run. Whereas you are isolated. I'm going to give you a book suggestion, and I strongly urge you spend the money and get it. The 48 Laws of Power. One of the best books ever read. It explains a lot of the trickeration, manipulation, and facade building that is currently going on across the world. It can actually teach you how to manipulate people, but I use it as an offense mechanism. It's like, oh, that's the game that they're playing. Oh, that's what they're doing. So I know how to circumvent it and protect myself. You need to know this knowledge. You don't have to know it to use it against someone, but you need to know it to protect yourself. So that's who I am. That's what's going on with this podcast. There's going to be some benefits. There's a lot of stuff. And to really give you a glimpse of what I've done, just check out the YouTube channel. Currently, there's 590 videos. It used to be like 650. I hit some, I took some down. But there's 120 hours of video content on that channel. I have another group. This is a paid membership service, the Hustler Mindset Project. There's about 40 hours. I'm going to say, because I haven't quantified it yet, but between 35 and 40 hours of content there that is not on YouTube. Then audiobooks. This Journey to Storage Auction Success is 9 hours. The audiobook plus video tutorials of Pimping Craigslist for Fun and Profit, the Chrome edition, that probably tops out at about 8 hours. And there's some more stuff coming. A lot more. Because the hustler mindset will free you from the bullshit that you call your current life. You can take ownership of who you are. You can live the life that you want. But understand, there may be a cost. There's going to be a cost. And the question I submit to you this day, are you willing to pay that cost to achieve freedom? Some of those costs may be shutting off your cable. My opinion, just my opinion, a lot of the stuff on television is bullshit. I don't even have regular cable. I've got basic, and I spend most of my free leisure time on Netflix. If you're not watching The House of Cards with Kevin Spacey, get it. It's worth the $7 for Netflix alone. I love that show. I love it. I'm like, Frank's a motherfucker, and I love watching that motherfucker work. I swear, I've seen some of the episodes 3 and 4 times, and it's just, I know what's going to happen, but it's just good. I can watch it over and over and over. But one of the costs that you may pay is turning off the cable. One of the costs is if you have a smartphone and you're not using it for business and you're paying anywhere from $80 to $130 a month just to talk and get pictures on your phone, you're an idiot. Downgrade that shit to Boost or Metro PCS and pay $40 a month. Pay up front for your phone. Because if you're not using all the features of your phone, because the thing is, if you do it correctly and you get that phone in your business name, you've created yourself a deduction. Then all that use and pictures and stuff, it is a benefit to your financial picture. If you want a better life, another cost that you may pay, turning off the television. I want you to do this just to show you how much of your focus is not on improving your life. For the next month, take a little pad, little 99-cent pad, 69-cent pad, little flip through spiral, and put it on your sofa. And every time you sit down and watch television, you look at your watch or you look at your phone, mark the time, and when you get up, Mark the time that you stop watching television. At the end of the month, add up all those hours. It may shock the shit out of you, because 3 hours a day, 7 days a week is 21 hours. That's 42 hours every 2 weeks. That's 84 hours a month. That is two, not one, but two 40-hour plus work weeks that you're sitting on your ass watching something, and maybe perhaps paying an exorbitant amount for the service, be it cable, satellite, to dull down your mind for bullshit. There's so many ways that you can flex up your life financially and make it richer and better. Have more fun. Have more options. Really, really enjoy what you do.